So let's look at this question here, which is on vectors. Let's look into this proficiently. So it's a pretty interesting one. So the first one is, let vector u and v be a non-zero vector such that v is a unit vector. So if this v is a unit vector, it's not a passing statement. What we have already done many times in class. So know that this is mod v is actually equals to 1. Okay. Show that modulus of u dot v is less than modulus of u. And when does the equality meaning the equal sign here occurs? But we're going to show first. The first thing is take note for A, right? We have mod u, we have u and v. So u dot v is actually equals to mod u mod v cosine theta. Now, why do I use dot product? Because this is in dot product. So I'm just going to use dot product there. And I know that mod v is actually equals to 1. Right, so u dot v is actually equals to mod u 1 cosine theta. That is pretty okay. And we get this value here, cosine theta. Now, then how do I actually find out the inequality, the inequality sign? So what we could do is also, we just mod both sides. Actually, cosine theta, if theta is, we can mod both sides now. So I'm just going to mod both sides. Right, so this is mod this side, and I'm gonna make sure that theta is actually acute angle, acute, not an obtuse angle. Alright, so mod this side as well. Now what we can do is actually we know that this will just be u dot v is mod u modulus cosine theta. Okay, we also know a very interesting fact about cosine theta. So cosine theta is actually between 1 and -1, right? Because we need an inequality sign. So this is where we need this part here. And essentially, once cosine theta, when you mod throughout, just take note, modulus of cosine theta is actually, this is cosine theta. Cosine theta is like that. Okay, if we have y equals to modulus cosine theta, our graph will look like that. Okay, so it's what I'm saying is cosine theta modulus will be between 1 and 0. Okay, between 1 and 0. So there you go. We get the modulus sign there. So because we know that from here, mod cosine theta is equals to u dot v over mod u, because mod v is 0. So what we can do is actually just replace 1 into 2. Okay, we know that this is what we learned. We know. In secondary school, so this will give us this. So we sub 1 into 2, and what we get is actually just 0, and this is 1. Okay, so this will give us 0 between less than mod u. Okay, there you go. What we get is this will just happens to be u dot v. Great. Okay, so shown the inequality. So when does the equality happen? So meaning when does mod u dot v equals to mod u happens? Okay, so when does it happen? So we're just gonna look at the formula there. So when mod u dot v equals to mod u, what actually happens is this is mod u, this is dot product, so this is mod v cosine theta equals to mod u. Okay, then you cancel away. Mod v is 1, so this is 1, so cancel away. This is cosine theta equals to 1. When does it happen? So cosine is 1 when this is actually 0 degrees, right? So hence, when angle between u and v, when angle between u and v is 0 degrees. So meaning to say, it happens when equality happens when u is parallel to v. Okay, so that's how you do the first part, which is pretty interesting. I think it's a very good question there to test your ability to manipulate using dot product.